Mate, I have a question for you. What is quicker, the speed of light or the early speed in the Moir Stakes this weekend?
Clearly, the early speed in the Moir Stakes. Handy little addition, some up-and-comers. So excited to see how they go. And, look, who wins, your guess is as good as mine.
Yes, but no doubt we'll be having a bit of a play, and we'll be having a play with the good people at Ned's. Good friends of ours. We're good friends of theirs. If you want to have a bet, do it with the good people at Ned's, and you can follow us along on our profiles.
Absolutely. You can do everything you like with good people at Ned's, get weird and exotic, and of course there's the same race multi. And there's the pots too. No pot this weekend, but it'll be coming back on Underwood Stakes Day. So keep an eye out for it. It's a lot of fun. And look, if you want to win, you've got to follow us in.
Well said.
But what is gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
I need to ask you a question. Be curious, Drifters.
Allegron's won the Brisbane Cup, but it's all Antino. Blake Shin, take a bow. Baraqiel, Benny Allen hasn't moved.
Broadside him, bobbed, won the Golden Rose.
Pride of Jenny, trying to find the reserves at the 100. She's 3 in front of Mr. Brightside. It's all too late. Pride of Jenny has run them into the night. Switzerland, the big winner, by 2.5 Bellatrix Star.
He's down, Jolly Star. She is a star in the making. Jolly Star bolts in.
It's all Isthmus. She's very smart and fast.
Mate, don't know about you, but it's Daddy's Days, it's Dilf's Day. Don't know about you, but I'm Baraqieling myself right now. It's
you should be. Your first Father's Day. How's it feel?
Oh, a bit bizarre, you know. Only a father of 4 weeks, so it's 4 weeks, Drifters, and it's like pretty much been 4 weeks back for season 11. So it's like, you know, that's the type of operators that we are. But no, it's good, man. It's, you know, it's back to work tomorrow, so that'll be interesting. Shit. But no, little man's flying, so yeah, he's happy, healthy, which is all good, you know.
How quickly do you reckon he'd whip around the 1,000-metre course at Moonee Valley, young Jack?
Considering he can't walk or has barely any neck strength, I think it'd take him a while. But yeah, not as quick as Baraqiel, mate. That was fantastic, and I think it was a kind of perfect scenario for him. Ton of speed up front because he's only going to improve getting out to further as well.
Yeah, he was good. Great ride by Benny Allen. He showed a lot of patience and needed some luck, and he got it. He took the splits at the right time, but it takes a good horse to go through those gaps. And his love affair with the Valley continues.
Mate, how about this, right? So his career is now 12 starts for 8 wins and 3 thirds. So he has a Group 1 to his name, a Group 2, and a listed race. But how about, so when he kicked off his prep in the spring of 2024, how's this benchmark 74 that he came third in? So Moby Dick won that race. Headwall ran second, which you were on, which won the Concord yesterday. Baraqiel in third. Nadal, which won like Black Caviar, finished behind him. Sir Sway started in the Moir, didn't he? And you got She-Light, who's, you know, a benchmark 90 horse or around there. And then at the next start, benchmark 84, 10 subsequent winners from the race out of 12 starters. Baraqiel won that, defeating War Machine, the Stradbroke winner. Barber, who's now gone to Bjorn and is a winning machine in New South Wales. Gumdrops, Sir Sway was in that contest as well. Like, they're some of the best benchmark 78 and benchmarks 84 fields I've ever seen.
As far as benchmarks go, that's a high one. That's incredible. like the amount of talent in those races is crazy. Wow. Baraqiel, 7-year-old gelding. Full respect to the ownership group and connections and the trainers as well. He's with the Corstons, isn't he? and Will Clark.
He is. Yeah, they've done a fantastic job. And I guess to fully articulate this, 7 Horse Racing put up a post. I don't know if you saw it, but so in May 2021, he had his first jump out and he went shin sore. So then they went in for January 2022. He was cast in his box and punctured a tendon. In April 2023, he injured his suspensory ligament. In 2024, in May, he debuted as a 5-year-old and won 4 races in a row. October that year, he won the McEwen, where we were there, as a 6-year-old at his 5th start. He then in November, after post that meteorite run, he suffered a different tendon injury. This year, he was scratched from the Bletching in July, had 3 vet checks before his Carline win, and then he goes on to win a Moir Stakes. Like, such a good story. And it just goes to show how quickly it can change in the great game. And there's a ton of owners in this horse, and they've been so patient. They deserve every single good juju that comes their way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. Some trials and tribulations for the poor fella. But, well, look, he gets an Everest slot. Like, that's just like...
Has to.
That just happens, right?
Yeah.
After a win like that, and you know he's going to be better out over further. So the riches could keep coming for the ownership crew. That's for sure. He wouldn't look out of place in the field.
No, absolutely not. He deserves his place in the field. If he's only 2 lengths away from these names, Sunshine in Paris, Right to Party, Bella Nipotina, Stretton Angel, who's gone off her tucker, and then Private Life. He was 6th in that race. That was the champion sprint last year. He absolutely deserves his place in the field. And I don't think Flemington down the straight is his track. He likes a turning track. Will Randwick be the right place for him? I don't know, but this is the time. Lightning only strikes, strike while the iron's hot, rather. So, and if he fails, mate, there's always like the William Reid and the Moir and all these Group 1 races at the Valley. Yeah, full credit to the connections. Outstanding story. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. Loved it even more because I was on him.
So good. Well, in the race, like across all the other ponies, I thought Alabama Lass was super.
She was.
Up front.
Yeah, she was very very tough, and her and Arabian Summer, mate, who both franked this 4-year-old form. Like, I think you can trust it you can trust it pretty much across the board. These horses are going to run in the top half of the field, if not better, when they step up to open class. Golden Boom was really good as well. Payline was fine. Those horses I think Payline in particular will appreciate getting out further. Skybird was probably unlucky. I think she was probably the unlucky runner. She didn't really have a fair crack at it, but will she beat Baraqiel? Probably not, I'd say.
Nah, she if she had the same sort of splits, I think she goes close. But Baraqiel had plenty of running in him, and he got the splits, and I think that just comes down to Benny Allen understands the horse, and also Benny Allen was on him only a couple of weeks ago, track and trip. So, you know, it was the right preparation. I think the price was, like in hindsight, was a bit silly, but I think that was due to the fact that he drew gate 10 and would have come into, 9 or something like that. So,
yeah. And also him sticking at the 1,000 metres was a query, but what probably assisted him was, well, at least on paper, I haven't forensically gone through the times, but there seems like a lot of speed in the race. And Benny got him in a perfect position as well, and actually ducked back and saved some ground back on the inside, which was a big balls move as well. So, I think there'll be some question marks on the race in terms of a rating perspective as well, because like it's only 3 lengths covering him down to 11th with Oak Hill, who through the line was really, really good. And then Q-Man 3.5 lengths, and then La Dorada and Midwest 5 lengths or further back. So I think there might be a bit of query there, but you also have to remember this is a 1,000-metre race as well. Like, you can only win by so much.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think you can take a lot of horses out of the race. Absolutely. I think Alabama Lass will run in Group 1 races and be competitive. She's not a 1,000-metre horse for mine. Skybird down the straight over 1,200 metres. I think there's definitely a good win for a horse like that. Maybe not at Group 1 level, but, in group company. So
I reckon she'd be well suited in a Furphy Sprint, mate.
Absolutely, she would. Got a mortgage on that race, mate. And I don't know if it's actually going to be called the Furphy Sprint anymore. I think Kirin has taken over as the major sponsor, at least for Derby Day. So it might be the Kirin Sprint. Keep an eye out for Japanese horses.
Yeah, the Land of the Rising Sun Sprint. Yeah. Love that. I think Isha came out of the race being a bit lame as well. I thought she ran okay. She led up the field as well, so with the lightweight, which is well within her right to do. Yeah, so... But yeah, I agree, mate. I think Baraqiel's the one I want to take out of it. Again, Alabama Lass, Arabian Summer was good, Skybird. They're probably the ones for me. Neon's potentially back to something like a Furphy Sprint as well. She could be good. Rothy, just as honest as always. I think you can trust this race.
Yep, agreed.
All right. Well, should we stick on the sprints and actually talk about the Concord at Thingo as well? So Headwall, mate, hard in your mouth sort of stuff with this horse every time, and because you have to ride him quiet, but he has a pretty elite turn of foot. Went through the sectionals for this race. Who do you reckon ran home the quickest of them in this field? Last 600 metres.
The last 600 metres, Jimmy?
Yeah. Wasn't Jimmy, and it wasn't Lady Shenandoah. It was Tiger Shark. Now, that explains a lot to me of why she runs a race at 20 to 1 or higher. Because I think she can rattle off some pretty elite sectionals in races where she's not entitled to do so.
Wow. I think she was like 100 to 1, wasn't she? Or close to that.
Some specking. I'm looking at the RaceNet figures here. She was $51. Not absolutely friendless. So I think there is a race for her somewhere. I don't know where it is. Clayton Douglas trains. Again, at Furphy Sprint, she wouldn't look out of place there either.
No. Turning into the race of the spring, the Furphy Sprint. Every horse not in the Everest goes to that race. I love that race. Wow, that's interesting. And yeah, look, absolutely, she's got a good race in her, and her strike rate's actually pretty good. Like for her pattern, she's won what 40% of the time, 30% of the time, something like that.
Yeah, something like that, and at a price too, as we've previously said. But All Honours Headball came from behind Lady Shenandoah at the 400 metres, and another. Let's put it this way: 1,200 metres. I don't think Headball's beating Lady Shenandoah home.
No. Through the line, gee whiz, and she carried half a kilo
top
more
weight
than him. Yeah, she was the top weight, so she's a star. And if they want to take her to an Everest, would not look out of place for mine. I think she's that Jolly Star type where she can run a good race over 1,200 metres, but probably could stretch out to 14 if need be. Wow. Rocket.
Yeah. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Jimmy? How do you reckon he went?
Pass mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
For mine, his racing pattern means that he's going to do that every so often. I think that was just a tune-up run for him. They'll back off him and maybe not run him again until the Everest. But pass mark. He had 61, 62 kilos. Yeah, can't be upset with that.
Yeah, mate. I thought at the furlong, I thought I was in the game with In Flight. She was hugging the rail. I was like, oh, hello. And then she just, her class kind of like made her fade. She ran within 2 lengths of the field. I think she's run out of her skin. She's going to improve with a bit more cut out of the ground as well. So I think Joe Pride has her absolutely flying for something easier.
In Flight. Maybe she's going towards a Furphy sprint as well.
Honestly, mate.
Race in the spring. Where are the fucking futures markets? Open them up.
Yeah, she'd be a good one in that, actually. But a lot of these will obviously be heading towards the against Overpass in whatever the mini Everest is on Everest Day as well. Yep. So like your Ostrakas, your Tiger Shark will probably head there. In Flight will probably head there. What have you as well. So, but yeah, Headwall probably has secured his Everest slot. Lady Shenandoah as well. Jimmy's already got one. I'd say that's probably everyone from the sprints. Potentially Alabama Lass, maybe. Maybe they want to see her in the Matacado. Yeah,
she's a maybe. I think she's a horse with a lot of talent, Alabama Lass. She's won a Group 1 over in New Zealand, hasn't she? And she obviously has already been over here and won down the straight in Flemington. So, she's definitely got the potential for mine. But there's a few horses that haven't been announced yet. That like Jolly Star, she's not locked in yet, is she? No. I'd take her over Alabama Lass, obviously.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I'm all over the shop here. Let's have a look at what were your thoughts on what would you like to say to people that are, I guess, up in arms and a bit dirty at dear old Chad Schofield with Cheerwolf not getting the chockies?
I'll send them exactly what you sent me in abbreviated form. I looked at it and I was like, it was he can run on a bit is what we're talking about, guys. Hutch sent me that abbreviated, and I didn't even register in my mind that it stood for he can run on a bit, but I knew exactly what you meant. it was like 6 cents. I was like, yeah, he fucking can run on a bit. Am I right? When I'm right about horses who can run on a bit, like I'm proven to be correct, like quite often.
Yeah. I think he's run super, but that's what he does. And he needs an elite turn of speed. Like he needs a Pride of Jenny like pacemaker basically for him to be like the best winning chance. And like Lindeman's basically gone like from barrier to box here. He's greyhound around Randwick, which you can't say. Like Robusto, who's not up to this grade, was in second position. So I think Sir Delius has run out of his skin. He was over racing as well. We'll get to him. But with Cheerwolf, I think you just got to kind of read the tea leaves, especially at that price. Like, it's just... and I didn't find Lindemann either. And I saw some good judges tipping for him as well because he was only 2 lengths away from Via Sistina in similar conditions, back on good ground. Like,
puts himself on pace.
Really well. Yeah, puts himself on pace. First, third, which, I said during the week in the preview, no disadvantage not to be in the first third heading into the straight at Randwick with the rail out 4 metres, which proved to be the case, I felt. But yeah, all credit to Lindemann, but I think he was kind of not gifted the race, but let's put it this way. As these horses get into their preps, I don't think he'll be winning again.
No, but he has a win in him pretty much every prep, doesn't he? And it's usually at a price. So, I saw some people tipping Lindemann, and full credit to them. And Nash has got that sort of race in him. The real like looks behind him and see ya, bruh. Did it with Private Eye in the PB Lawrence just a few weeks ago. Yeah. Full credit to Lindemann. Cheerwolf, he needs super pace on to show that he is a really good athlete, and he can sustain a long sprint home once he gets out to that mile plus. But the conditions need to be right for him. And so if you're a sicko diving into $1.80, which I think he jumped at, it's like, well, you deserve to burn your money, I think. I was on Sir Delius, just following the source in. I thought he ran super.
Yeah, and he blew late. Like the 380 on Wednesday was completely gone, which we thought it would be. But he got out to $7, which I thought was massive. Potentially because Vauban might have looked a little bit better in the yard as well, the stablemate. But also just from the sheer support of Cheerwolf. I think listening to the coverage, he was easily the best back runner on the day. Which
I don't understand it.
Me neither. And if he does win, so be it. You know what I mean? Like $2.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
have your money, bro.
There's $2 shots, and then there's $2 shots. There's $2 shots like Angel Capital, who he is clearly like in the conversation of an Everest now, where we thought that prior to the race, and he wins by 4 lengths. But then you have a $2 shot like Cheerwolf, where you don't know where he's at, if he's going to be like jump with them or not. And there's not a ton of speed in there. Does he actually, you just got to kind of like compare it, and that's the art of punting as well.
Yeah, not every opportunity to double your money, i.e., betting on a $2 pop, is as straightforward as buying into one of our pots. Like that's a straightforward way of doubling your money. Really straightforward. Betting on Cheerwolf is not a straightforward way of doubling your money.
Let's put it this way. If Cheerwolf is running, because we're doing a few pots, Drifters, well, I think there's actually a schedule on your Neds app, and you could see when we're doing them. Like, if Cheerwolf's running, like I doubt the pot is going to be on him. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Incredibly unlikely. Incredibly unlikely that any of our punters' money is going towards Cheerwolf, and that's funny. Who else was in that race? Is there anyone in that race that we sort of need to look at and take out of it? Apart from Sir Delius?
I think so. Looking at the sectional data again, Cheerwolf's run the quickest last 600 metres of the race. Like, no shock there. But he was only 0.8 of a length quicker than Sir Delius. And, I think Sir Delius is the one. He is the stayer that you take out of that race for the spring. So I'm looking at my tickets. His Underwood price has come in, so we tipped that out a few weeks ago. His Caulfield Cup price, more importantly for me, has come in as well. So he's in from $15 into about 10s now. And I'd say that's the early spec. I have a feeling that will come right in, especially because the stable hasn't really confirmed if he's heading that way. I think they'd be mad not to. Especially because that was pretty rock hard deck there yesterday, and he proved that that was his first time seeing it.
Yeah.
And he's proven on soft ground as well. So I think he's super versatile. I just think he's just such an easy bet to have in the Caulfield Cup, with Treasure the Moment not heading there, Aliana not heading there, like chips in sort of stuff. Like,
he's got clearly a lot of upside, not just from how he ran, but how he looked. He's a stallion, right? So he's still got his nuts. Bro will trim up massively from that. And I'm with you, mate. I'm going to start nibbling at that $10 for me, because he's a clear standout futures bet at the moment, I think, for the Caulfield Cup, and probably across the spring. I wish I got on Treasure at the moment for the Cox Plate before she ran in the Memsey, because I was on it that day, and I was like, well, I like. That's our theory, right? Like, when we see a horse that we like at an okay price in a race, and we know that it's got bigger fish to fry, like, that's our thing. We also jump on the futures. I just never do it. I never do it. Such an idiot. I was on Sir Delius yesterday, and I should have got on him in the Caulfield Cup at that point. Idiot.
Yeah, but mate, that's the thing, right? Is he's still a price, and I will caveat, he is no guarantee to go there. But I think, with that run under his belt and the speed that he's shown, I reckon they were looking for something like that to go, like, actually, we think this horse has enough speed in his legs to win over 2,400. Because I think he's just so well placed in that race, and I think he almost has too much brilliance for the 2 mile. Like, that's the way I look at him. And I also thought the same thing without a fight. So maybe he'll just do the Cups double.
Yeah, maybe. But mate, I think not every Melbourne Cup goes like this. But I think the best winners of our Melbourne Cup are horses that do have speed. In recent years, look at Very Elegant and Without a Fight comes to mind. Gold Trip. Like, I think some of our better Melbourne Cup winners are brilliant enough to win not just over 2,400, but 2,000 metres. I think Sir Delius, you don't see it super often, but Cox Plate and Caulfield Cup. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
he wouldn't look out of place in that race.
Mate, he could do the Gold Trip prep. What was it? Turnbull, Caulfield Cup, Cox Plate, Melbourne Cup. Like, I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. So, yeah, it's good stuff. I'm super, super excited, and I think we have
You're
a life
horny
chance.
for Sir Delius, aren't you? You're horny.
Fucking oath I am. Vauban was good. Not as good, I think, but he was good over a mile. Birdman was good as well, I thought. Arapaho, solid. And, yeah, all those sickos diving into Land Legend after his run first up, like, have a good hard look at yourself, because that horse ain't winning a Caulfield Cup or a Melbourne Cup. No way.
No, stinky poo-poo.
He would look good in a Brisbane Cup.
Yeah, he would, actually. He really would.
He's too much of a nutcase, mate. Well, he did win the Metrob last year. Maybe he could go back to back in that race.
Yep.
Do we have to give ourselves an upcut? Oh, I don't know if you end up getting on him, but like one of the triplets running around and we didn't get on him.
Oh no, I didn't. I ended up getting. I got on Swift Falcon. Just because of that 4-year-old theory that we've got. That they're a good crop. So I got on him, sort of thinking, hey, he could just blow this field away and turn into a proper horse this prep. That did not come into fruition because fucking one of the triplets decided to turn up track and trip as per. And the writing was on the wall. You know, the Godolphin Army, since they ended the private training model, they've just been on fire. And do you think Björn, of the Bjorn variety, was really going to let this horse go round without winning? Like, stupid not to bet on it. Stupid.
Yeah. And, mate, he blew as well. He blew out to $10.
Yeah, I know.
And and that's because of the market support for Private Eye. He started $2, my Private Eye. Now, on Wednesday, we'd have to look at the tapes. I swear he was about $3.50, $3.80. Like, that is an enormous go. Like, and at that price, you think I'm diving in? Absolutely not.
No.
In my civilian bets, though, I did have a Quinella with Pericles and Private Eye. So,
of course you did.
It was something.
Of course you did. The Sydney money's usually pretty good too, but they're two not big misses, but Cheer Wolf and Private Eye. It's pretty significant misses.
Yeah, I think there was another go, and I think where you have to kind of compare it is, I guess, who are the connections of the horse as well. So it's like that Apocalyptic, for instance, like massive market support for that horse, but it's also my racehorse horse. So there'd be 10,000 owners in it. So they would influence the price. Whereas and also say like your Birdmans and your Craig Sneesby Silks, like they firm in every single race that they go in, right?
Yeah.
So and the Derby Silks, for instance, like I feel like Within the Law has market support every single time.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Well, that's a nice segue into that race. I actually ended up jumping on Apocalyptic, even though, like, I think during the week I was probably keen on Within the Law. Jumped on Apocalyptic, and she was good.
Yeah, she was. What was you thinking behind that? Because I I'm assuming your thinking behind that was all of these 3-year-old fillies are pretty well exposed. She's one that's probably got a bit more up her sleeve. We haven't really untapped what she is yet.
Yes, exactly. I sort of didn't really have much of a game plan, I guess, heading into Sydney this weekend, like betting-wise. So I was sort of, mostly just waiting for the source and then going from there. But looking at that race, I sort of was looking at it, I was like, I sort of want something a bit new for the 3-year-olds because of that, the fact that the 2-year-old crop we thought was pretty trash. So yeah, I jumped on. I thought, she's $5 at the moment. I'll find out at that price.
Yeah, and might I add, the source had zero confidence yesterday. I'll tell you that for free. That's why the source.
Did you speak to them?
Yeah, I did exclusively, and that's why there was no video this week because there was zero confidence in any of those tips. I think the first 3 ran last. So, yeah, one of them was lame. The other one should have led and didn't, and the other one was $1.70 that ran last, which I think the entire country was on. Yeah, it's tough, but yeah, we made plenty in Melbourne though. But yeah, I think that's a good strategy. We've seen that with Rosberg in Melbourne as well. Like the unexposed 3-year-old form might be okay, and it's almost like you can almost put horses in there, like say like a Tupakara, who I thought was really good from far back. Like she didn't show much as a 2-year-old, but I think that's okay if she's kind of just, if that prep came too soon, she's going to flourish into a 3-year-old filly. I think she was really good,
particularly with that camp. I think I think I trust that camp a lot. So she was good. Yeah, going back to Rosberg, we were talking about him during the week and being like, well, this horse has never raced before, but already in the market and trimmed up pretty significantly. It's like, well, okay. Like, obviously, who's the trainer? Is Clinton McDonald the trainer?
Yep. Bought the horse for $750,000.
Yeah. And he's a trainer who I reckon he has a crack as well. So he would have known this thing was a good horse. And it's happened a few times where he's had a horse on debut that's been in the market and they've ran super. Also, fucking dickhead not forgetting on him. We're talking about it. Barrier extension, stallion chain. He's a big horse, mate. He's a big horse.
Yeah. And Jamie Mellum after the race said this horse had no idea what he's doing. So, and I think a horse like that, sorry, let me repeat that. Stallion chain, barrier extension. I don't think the Valley's his track. Get him down the straight at Flemington, plenty of room to move around. I think that's going to be like he'll obviously be the favourite in the Coolmore. What's he? So he's third favourite with the Neds. Raging Force is $6. Beedman at 7s. Rosberg at 8s.
Oof, that's worth a nibble.
Yeah,
like for a horse to debut like that.
Like compare him to Wotan at $9. I know where I'd prefer my money to go.
Yeah, the only concern is he's a deep impact colt, so I don't think you want any rain around come Derby Day.
Yeah, what's the long-term forecast looking like? Have you looked that far ahead?
No, not as of yet. But if Kieran's the sponsor now, that could be a bit of an omen.
Mate, man,
Japanese all round.
Yeah. Well, there was 4 1,200-metre races at Moonee Valley on the day. No surprises that Angel Capital was the quickest of the lot. So he would have beaten Alpha Sophie by 5 lengths, La Fracas by 5.3 lengths, and Rosberg by 6.5. So it was the slowest of the 1,200-metre races on the day. So there is a bit of a caveat there, like who is he beaten? But sometimes you also have to trust the eye as well. And I think I'd rather take the punt that, because we're going to see him again before the Coolmore. Yeah. I'd rather take the punt now that at that price, he will start a $3 favourite in the Coolmore, and I've got double the price. I don't need to bet again on the day.
Yeah. Interesting the times. Like you think the source had zero confidence, the victim actually had confidence and found only one, and it was $2 favourite Angel Capital. So yeah, Rosberg absolutely, I think worth a nibble in the Coolmore, but I might as well talk about Angel Capital. I've always had a huge opinion of that horse.
I know, yeah.
And geez, he put him away. Rupert Clark for him or Everest? Like what's the GO? Like he's too brilliant to stretch out over further than a mile, isn't he? Surely.
Yeah, for sure. Who's he out of? Harry Angel. Is that the same stallion as Tommy?
Kitty,
Tommy
Cat,
Kitten?
Tom. Yeah. Private Harry. He's a sprinter.
I think the Everest is richer for him being in that contest. Untapped, mate. Untapped. He's
entire.
Yeah. Like, I think, you've got the right connections for that race. He's, again, another 4-year-old. I think the slot holders, they're not idiots, mate, because they will have form students going to them. Hey, jump, if it's not like, say, a Jolly Star, jump on these 4-year-olds for this slot. Don't bother with the 3-year-olds. Go for the 4-year-olds this year because they're going to be far more competitive. And Angel Capital is arguably at the top of the tree for them.
It's been a while, and I can't recall it being like this whilst we've been doing the pod. Since there's been so many good, not just 4-year-old mares, but also 4-year-old colts. You know what I mean? Like I feel like we see them burst onto the scene as 3-year-olds, and they're gone before we can really fall in love with them. But there's a few that have, for whatever reason, whether it be through injury or they just haven't performed or what have you, they haven't gelded them, and they've just said, no, we know this horse has got talent. We're just going to be patient and wait for them to mature. Bivouac was an elite 3-year-old, but I think he got better as a 4-year-old. And I think we're seeing that with the likes of Angel Capital. Private Harry, if you've seen him, holy shit, he looks like an absolute beast. He's a 4-year-old entire. Tropicus we saw win last week. He's a 4-year-old entire now. So yeah, it's a bit unusual that we've got that many sort of 4-year-olds going around. But I'm with you. There'd be all the smarter form students than us, way smarter, might I add. Smarter than the victim and the source.
Like full-time job sort of stuff.
Yeah. Like the guys who buy stallions are talking to these blokes being like, should I buy this stallion? I'd like to speak to the form student who suggested that the connections who brought Bustler across do that and put him in the Everest, because where are they now? But I think Angel Capital wouldn't look out of place. But for mine, do you take him to like a Rupert Clark, pretty low handicap, 1,400 metres, and then maybe an Everest, or do you stretch him out to a Golden Eagle?
I think it's a good point. Would that failure, for lack of a better term, in the Caulfield Guineas, where it was very on-pace dominated with Private Life, be on their mind, potentially?
He didn't run in the Caulfield Guineas. Remember?
Oh, I thought he did that day.
No, he won the Prelude, and then he had a temperature, and he was with Clinton McDonald, and because the owner of Yulong is very superstitious, he thought, I don't like that, and took him off Clinton McDonald and gave him to Chris Waller, Angel Capital, and then we didn't see him again until he ran once in the Brisbane winter. And I think it was, I don't know whether it was on a heavy deck or not, but complete forgive job for Angel Capital. So he's an exciting horse, mate. I've always had a lot of time for him. Interesting to see where he goes, because Yulong's already got Private Harry in their slot in the Everest. Would they want another one of their colts going up against him? I don't know. It could get political, but he wouldn't look out of place.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I guess if I've got all right, that's team for the Everest, right? Or team, like, that's the compelling case for it, is like obviously visually outstanding, massive margin. I guess the case against that is, who did he beat? And it's probably not much. So you probably want to see it again. So you probably... Then you have two options. You have the Manikato or you have the Rupert Clark. So Rupert Clark's shaping up to be a hell of a contest. Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, and why they ever moved it to be at the back end of the spring begs belief. But no, it is shaping up to be a sharp contest. Yeah, he was the highlight of the day for me for sure.
Absolutely. We talked about Rosberg. I think he's the only one that you want to take out of that 3-year-old Colts and Geldings contest. Alpha Sophie was really good, burst through the pack. Stablemate of, I thought, who was going to win, Ole Dancer. But I think Ole Dancer is about $15 in the 1,000 guineas. I'm still happy with that ticket. I think she was just way too far back. I think Caulfield's going to suit her much better than what it suited her on the weekend. I don't know. I did make a case for custom during the week, and whatever price she would have been in 1,000 guineas would be gone now. So I think she was really good as well. But yeah, probably all honours the winner.
Yeah, the Godolphin horses. You know, the stables that they've gone to would be taking extra special care of them. It's no wonder that they're all running super.
Mate, Desert Lightning. Thought he'd just go out and win, and he did. But he made it, a bit nervous. Thought he had a bit of a think of it. Race-to-race double for Moody and Catherine Coleman, so that's good. Moira was solid. Attrition, just, that's what attrition does. He'll pop up somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, he will. He'll pop up at a price, and I'll be on him. Like, he was what, $8 or $9 yesterday, and paying more to place than Desert Lightning was to win. So, if that's how you bet, whatever. But just chalk it down as another loss for the victim.
Zardozi, what do you think of her?
Well, it takes a lot out of him in Melbourne Cup campaign. She ran a lot last spring. It just hasn't quite, come back. Jury's out, but wait till you see her out over further.
Yeah. Nice choice, the Melbourne Cup winner. Pass mark?
Yeah, pass mark.
I don't think he'll be winning another race, personally. That's just me.
I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. Come on, mate, please. As if anyone's thinking this thing that won 100 to 1 in the Melbourne Cup in what was probably the weakest edition I've ever seen. Please. Please. Quite often Melbourne Cup winners don't win again, even the good ones. Like
Mackay Diva, after her third one, didn't win again because she retired.
She was a good one, though.
She was.
Mate, she won a fucking Cox Plate in the MMZ. What a horse.
I know. All right, Mackay Diva Stakes is next weekend. Now, I'm looking at my Ned's market and I don't see Via Sistina in there. So she's not heading there?
No. Well, they've established that Via Sistina is going to stay in Sydney for the 7 stakes, and then she'll come down to Victoria for the Turnbull into a Cox Plate. Whereas Treasure of the Moment will go Mackay Diva into the Might and Power, then into the Cox Plate. So she's gonna have about 4 weeks between runs between the Mackay Diva and the Might and Power, which can be difficult, but yeah, I'm assuming Treasure of the Moment's a short favourite.
$2.20 with the good people at Ned's. Antino at $4.50. Aliana, if she heads there, at 6s. Fangirl at 7s. Mr. Brightside at 8s. Tommy Kitten, who will be first up in this race, at 11s. Buckaroo at 13s. Evaporate 15s. Longer the rest. So probably Treasure of the Moment to lose. It is. I hope Aliana's there because I can't really recall if they've faced off previously, those two.
No, they wouldn't have. Unless it was early days. But I I like Aliana. She's a good horse, daughter of Castel Vecchio. The only slight mark against her is the bet of the spring when she was in the 1,000 guineas and she launched home to just miss. I was a very upset boy that day. That's the only mark I've got against her, but aside from that, big fan.
Well, if I'm looking at the weather this week in Melbourne, it's 0 to 4 mil on Tuesday, 0 to 9 mil on Wednesday, 0 to 5, and mild temperatures. So it might be some rain-affected ground, which I don't think Treasure of the Moment absolutely adores, but Aliana laps up. So that could, if it's only a couple of lengths difference, that could be the changer there. So Aliana, if she's heading there, could be a bet.
Yeah, absolutely. Treasure of the Moment's coming out of a very fast run Memsey, which suited her, obviously. Maybe if this race is a bit slower, maybe Aliana will be closer and easier to launch. But that also then might also play into Antino's hands because that long sustained sprint obviously suits him better when there's not as much pace in the race, and he'll obviously improve second up. So, yeah, Treasure of the Moment is the one to beat clearly, but if you want to make a case for something at a better price, you could talk me into a lot of horses in that race.
Absolutely. So Rupert Clark, which will be our next day for our hosted pots, the 20th of September. Sepals at $4, Angel Capital at $4 as well, Damask Rose at $7 with Lazura, who I believe is confirmed for coming down. Another will at $8, Magic Time 11s with Miss Rombini Evaporate. Longer the rest. Tropicus at 15s, which is interesting. So yeah, that's I think that's a race hard to have a bet into now, just because a lot of those at the top of the market are going pretty well. I would say.
I know where the pot will be going. Come on, please. Have to.
Yeah, Underwood. So Buckaroo at $3.50, Moira at $5, Sir Delius at $6s, Desert Lightning at $8s, please. Vauban at $8s, Anisette $9s, Aliana $9s, longer the rest. That looks like a bet for. The Underwood might be ballot exempt from like penalties into a Caulfield Cup potentially. Buckaroo was good though. Yeah,
he was.
I just want to back Sir Delius and everything. Absolutely everything,
mate. When you find ones you like, you have to. Even when logic suggests otherwise, because you'll be filthy if you're not on and he wins. You'll be filthy. That was.
I think we can check the tapes if we absolutely need to, but I think that's why they ended up jumping on Baraqiel because I thought that benchmark's 84. I didn't necessarily think it at the time, but I was like, you know what? This horse is just going to win on Cox Plate Day. And he did. And I think it was $5 into about $3.50. Kind of got out of the casino for that prep. Jumped on him first up. Jumped on him again here. And looking at him in the Manicato, he's $4 in that market behind Lady Shenandoah, who's at $3. Magic Time at $5s, War Machine at $5s, Angel Capital at $7s. If he is heading there, I think that's he must be heading towards Rupert Clark then. Angel Capital.
Must be. Incredibly well placed. He wouldn't have a massive rating, Angel Capital, because he's never won a Group 1. He's won group races, so it's not like he's going to be on the minimum, but he'll get some weight relief.
Yeah. Alabama Lass at 9s, Benedetta at 11s with Skybird, Giga Kick, Neonce, Headball at 13s, won't be heading there. Fascinating. And then, that'll be another hosted pot night as well because we won't be doing Golden Rose Day because the grand final will be on that day, which I think would be an absolute miracle if we make it. But stranger things have happened.
They're a bit battered and bruised, the poor Lions, aren't they?
Stranger things have happened, mate. Like Nice Choice won the Melbourne Cup, so
yeah.
Golden Rose, interesting. Nepotism at 5s with Wotan at 6s, Autumn Boys 7s, Skyhook at 9s, Apocalyptic at 13s. Probably won't be heading there. Devil Knight, 15s with Raging Force, Tentris, Vinrock, Baywalk, Within the Law at 17s with Rivellino and Longer the Rest.
Is Tempted in that market?
She's at $26, but you rarely see fillies go to the Golden Rose.
Yeah, just because I don't think she's raced yet, has she?
No, she hasn't. I have a feeling she might be heading towards a Coolmore, I reckon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. She gives me in secret vibes. I'm not saying she's that good, but she gives me those sort of vibes. I'm a big nepotism guy. He for me is the cult of the spring to do the Golden Rose, Caulfield Guineas, Cox Plate, lightly weighted for me.
Yeah,
out of brutal, I think he'd be able to stretch out to 2,000 metres, especially with that lightweight.
Interesting. I tempted $11 in the Coolmore.
Is she?
Yeah, I prefer to have a play there on her than Wotan. I think, honestly, mate, Wotan might be my. I was really taken by that run. His return, and I've never said that about that horse ever.
No.
So I think in the Golden Rose, he might be my pony, but that might be the only time. Mate,
you're good at getting out of the casino.
Yeah. Well, sometimes.
No, that's when you just say absolutely.
Yeah. Well, all right. So looking at the Caulfield Cup market really quick, Aliana at 9s. Now she's very unlikely to go there. Buckaroo
has
at
a ticket
11s.
at 21s, I think.
Damn. So Buckaroo and Sir Delius at the moment are virtually equal favourites at $11.
Yeah, right. Interesting.
And then you got Treasure of the Moment, who won't be heading there. Land Legend at 15s with Middle Earth and Vauban. So, yeah. And then let's have a quick look at the Melbourne Cup, because that will be the other one that will be influenced. This is Sir Delius into $9 equal favourite with Al Riffa. Vauban at 11s. Deacon at 15s with Scandinavia at 17s.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Well, I think that's it, mate. I think that's all she wrote.
Brill. Great weekend. Look, not for my pockets, but, we're just getting into it. The good horses are coming back. The pitch is getting clearer.
Yes, it is. And day of recording, Ka Ying Rising is also running in Hong Kong.
Yes.
So I will be glued to that, as is my right on DILF Day of all days. So
go the DILFs.
Yeah, up the DILFs. God bless horse racing. God bless Baraqiel. God bless the Brisbane Lions, and that none of them get robbed, or no more calf injuries or ACLs popping up in calf scans, or fuck, just give us a chance, please.
They're down on troops.
They are, but when their back's against the wall, that's when they play their best. So it might just be the thing that needs to spur them on. But anyway, we will be back on Thursday. We'll see you then, Drifters. Hooroo.
See you, Drifters.